Hi guys, this is a quick apology video for the stuttering that some of you have noticed in the last Let's Play Fallout New Vegas video, and as some of you will notice in the upcoming Stalker videos. The next two episodes, which I did at the same time, will have the occasional stutters. It is noticeable if you're looking for it. A lot of people didn't even notice, and you know, that's fine. Some people did notice it. It stutters occasionally. Sometimes for a minute at a time you'll notice this little stutter, and then it'll be okay for 10 or 15 minutes, and then it'll maybe stutter again a few times. It's not a huge issue, but if there was any way to fix it I would, but there isn't, without completely replaying them, because it's actually stutters in the recording, not in the YouTube video. And that is my fault. And the reason it was stuttering was I was experimenting the other day with 60 frames a second recording. YouTube is talking about opening up 60 frames a second as a possibility sometime soon. So I was testing my recording settings. Now, I can tell you, I was having trouble recording at 60 frames a second using the Lagarith lossless codec. Now, I use that codec because it is completely lossless. The image I record at is the same quality as the image I see on my screen, which means when I finally render it and upload it to YouTube, it's of the highest quality it could be. If I use something like Shadowplay or the AVerMedia software that comes with the AVerMedia hardware that I use, it compresses the video at record time. And of course, that is not as good quality. There is, when you look at the sky, there's a little bit of artifacting, that type of thing, especially around trees. You can see it. Usually, once you upload it to YouTube, it's really hard to notice the difference. It really is. If I start recording using the AVerMedia software as well as the hardware, my guess is 90% of you will not notice any difference in quality. And a few of you may notice a slight difference at 1080p. You might notice a slight difference in quality. But of course, you'll also notice that it's 60 frames a second, which is a lot smoother, so that's probably going to more than make up for it. What I would love to do is record 60 frames a second lossless. I think the reason it was stuttering is it is just too much for it to do. Obviously, it's recording twice as many frames, and so I think it's either the hard disk is not handling it, and I'm using SSDs, maybe if I RAIDed them, or perhaps it's just the sheer amount of data that it's crunching at 60 frames a second. I can tell you when I recorded with the AVerMedia at 60 frames per second, the AVerMedia hardware and software, not a problem. It did its thing, it was quite happy doing it, and so I can record at 60 frames a second quite easily, but probably not using Bandicam. And unfortunately, after testing it, I left it on 60 frames a second, forgot to change it back to 30, and thus when I recorded the last few videos, I didn't notice it at the time, but there is some stuttering. So I do apologise for that, and I hope it didn't ruin the enjoyment of those videos too much. So at least not enough for me to have to replay them, because obviously then it wouldn't be blind replays. But as I said, I actually think the vast majority of you will not notice it much. But if you are seeing it is not your system, it's not YouTube, it was my fault, and I do apologise for that. So there you go.